Hi there, I thought we would talk about the Savage Avengers Volume 2 from Marvel. This is a continuation of the Savage Avengers story, almost immediately from the end of the first volume, which sees Conan and Frank Castle walking back to civilization, with Frank Castle pulling his dead family's corpses behind him as they work their way through the Savage Land. This is not the entirety of the book, but it's a nice start. There are other stories in this, and I think it is a fantastic series. Let's have a look at the book, and we'll talk about the actual story in the book itself a bit more. And then at the end, we'll have a look at the pricing and also just the views on where this series is going and the Savage line generally. So Savage Avengers Volume 2, To Dine with Doom, picks up where the first volume left off. You have Jerry Duggan telling the story of Conan and the Punisher trekking back from the Savage Lands with Frank's family in tow. They encounter beasts, they bond a little bit. Conan has a go on Frank's gun and they have a sort of mutual respect. You see how they survive as well. They skin animals to make themselves their outfits. Conan gets his classic horned helmet there. And they eventually get across to Antarctica and civilization. Frank goes off on a boat home, whereas Conan decides to find his own way. He's looking for drink and women and adventure. But someone has been watching him, and that is Victor Von Doom. And all the way through this story, you get the continuation from the first volume of the maps showing Conan's journey. And I think that's really nice because you can sort of plot his journey around the world. Included in this is the annual number 1, where you see people investigating human trafficking. These women are being used as prostitutes. Again, something you wouldn't necessarily expect to see in a Marvel book. And they're catching the attention of Damien Hellstrom because they're praying to him, and they also get the attention of Black Widow. Now, Conan's in the jungle, found himself a brothel, beats up everyone, and the women say, well, we'll give you a freebie for that. But he's like, no, you were slaves, you're free now. And instead they just give him some jewels. And he's like, that'll do. Then he takes advantage of the special offer, let's say, that was available to him. But there are others that need freeing, so Conan takes this as a call to adventure. And you have Hellstrom freeing them alongside him, along with Black Widow. And Conan takes a fancy to Black Widow because of her prowess, but she keeps rebuffing him. You find that there is a larger overarching plot that carries on from the first volume with Kulan Gath, and he's got Brother Voodoo captive, and he's trying to show him his plan, explaining to him why he needs to be with him. And you find out that because the Kulan Gath is a cannibal, he has been planning to bring Shumagorath, from another dimension through, but he's trying to do it in little bits rather than bring him through as a whole, because then he can cannibalize him and take his power. Conan gets captured and soon wakes up in Latveria and is a guest of Doom. Now, you would expect Doom to be a bit of a prick to him, but actually they get on quite well. But this unfortunately gets the attention of Doctor Strange, because Conan has got Kulan Gath's amulet, and Doom was making a play for it. That's why he was being nice to Conan, and Strange comes in to sort of spoil the party. It turns out the amulet was a fake in any event, as they try it on a goat. And obviously this cheeses off Doom, and him, Strange and Conan go off to find the real amulet. This leads them to Egypt, where they find the amulet. They also find Kulan Gath, and a great big fight between them ensues. This is a really fun fight, by the way. There's bits being chopped off, things being crushed, magic powers being used, Conan getting frustrated. It's a real drop down drag out fight. It's really fun to see Doom acting alongside them as a comrade of sorts, and the way that he interacts with Conan and Strange and vice versa. I just really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the writing, and the art's really good. It's fun and clear. You can see everything is being detached from people as you go. Trouble is, Coolingath don't die that easy. That's the thing. They put a sword through his head and he's still alive. Again, I like this series because they really are leaning into the savage element of it. I'm going to stop there with the book because I don't want to get too close to the end, but let's just say you get a powered up version of Doctor Strange there on that page. The story is not finished though, and it continues in volume 3. I would say get this if you see it on a sale on Comixology, like I did, and I can't wait to see how this story wraps up, because I think the most recent issue is them concluding it. Okay, so this was a great book. We just had a look at it and I'm so pleased with it, and I've gone on to read the 3rd volume, which I'll talk about in a separate video. The pricing for it digitally and physically I'll pop up on screen as I'm waffling on now, but it's one of those books where I picked it up in a sale on Comixology. If you can find it cheap, I will get it, but also because the trades have been out for a little while now, you can pick them up used or from a second-hand retailer for a very good price, around the £4 or £5 mark, if you just shop around or a little bit savvy. Or you can buy them new for about £9.99 each, depending on where the fluctuations are in price at that given time. Now, the Savage line itself is one that I'm really enjoying. As I said in the review, it's got a right level of sort of violence and mature content, but still a sense of humour. I recently heard that they're releasing a Savage Spider-Man line, so clearly they're pushing forward with this line, and it's almost becoming a Max replacement. So when they had the Marvel Max series, the Savage line is now becoming that. Particularly when I talk about the 3rd volume, which has got a considerable amount of gore and violence in it, particularly cannibals and death and things like that. Let me know what you think. This is a great series. I can't wait for the 4th trade to come out so I can read that as well, and I'm hoping they condense all of these volumes into a omnibus, because I think it will be a fantastic buy and a fantastic thing for my collection. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.